kicking off the year with the one and only Katt Williams, who's has the most viral video on the internet right now, 15 million views in less than 2 days. He did a interview with Shannon Sharp on his podcast called Club Shay Shay, and it exploded because he just was airing everybody out. I mean, you can already kind of ascertain what kind of type that would do that. Whistleblower. Who's Katt Williams? Katt Williams is a comedian who is hilarious, but is extremely controversial because he does the typical Six thing, but he's extremely reactive, more so than the typical Six, because he's out of the system. He's not trying to like, and when I say out of the system, he's not playing the Hollywood game. He's completely self-funded. He does his own tours. He's in movies, but he's not a household name. He's like Kevin Hart and some of these other comedians because he rejects the Hollywood system. So he did an interview where he was calling everybody out for like 3 hours. And of course, he's hilarious and he does it in his own way. But be interesting to type him beyond just, core Six and social.
Yeah, it's really, I love, this is where I just like love Sixes, when they really just rip, like just unearth the shit out of, an institution, because it's like people who are super famous, people who are super, super, super wealthy, like they're, I sound like a Six here, but they're pretty much all evil in some way. You can't really, what he's exemplifying here is that you can't get in here without doing something unsavory. This is why, and this is why so many celebrities are attachment types. It's not that they're more willing to do something unsavory, they're just more flexible. They're more willing to adjust themselves to get something, right?
And attachment's wanting to be accepted too. So it's like, if I did this thing, more people are gonna love me, need me, want me, accept me.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's almost like, even though he is an attachment type, that he's the Six thing of I'm either all in or I'm out, or maybe I'm in between. But he's created a brand where I'm like, you're going to get the truth from me because I'm not playing by their rules. I'm not one of them. And so that can be a way that Six can do attachment, is just by pushing against. And we've seen that a ton of times in the group where people stay in a group and they're just like attaching to us negatively by just pushing against us.
Just going based on these photos, definitely you're getting the kind of 6-7 area here. We're getting cartoon character vibes. Forget about his style for a second. Like even just his. Am I too close to the mic?
No.
Okay.
No.
Even just his like face, and he looks like, I said he looked like a Shih Tzu. He just the haircut, and everything. Just.
I think you need to pull up a Shih Tzu. Image.
So what happened?
How do you spell?
I think it's like.
Is this the massage or the dog? No, this is the massage. How do you spell Shih Tzu?
Yeah, we don't. I think it's 2 eyes.
Oh.
TZU.
My video's gone. What happened to me?
Oh.
There you go. Shih Tzu dog. See that?
Was it there before?
Yeah.
It just disappeared?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, it. What the fuck happened here? It's really small. How did that? What happened?
Those are all of his hairstyles.
Yeah, you can see here on the right, and then this. Anyway, so also based.
I'm getting social sexual vibes. Just the hats, the colors. And once, I guess it's hard to say from these photos if what his other fixes might be, but just the extra dose of reactivity is what I'm expecting. So I'm already kind of starting with possible 4 fix.
Yeah.
I'm on 1 and 4. 614, 641. Yeah.
Yeah, this here is very social sexual. He sort of reminds me of Andre 3000, which we just did, style wise.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's just got I don't know how to explain it. It's not just that he's bright, it's just that there's something, he seems like he's trying to upturn something or piss people off or do something that's a little bit wrong or a little bit too much or whatever. And in a way, if he's that reactive and that kind of like, pushing on whatever, that also might be a clue to being, well, you know what, social self-pres actually can do the same thing, can really like push on things, but it depends, I guess, I guess we'll have to talk about what the difference is there when we're watching his videos.
He's kind of like on the 614 thing. He's kind of like George Carlin, who's that Trifix. That's like calling out the whole like big systems of whole structures and stuff of how society's doing.
Full of hatred, just like that's his
like
stick.
really
I hate
slicing.
You.
Yeah.
And this is we might get to this later, but one of the differences to me between social sexual and social self-pres when they're calling people out, like he is very focused on the people. Like it's more sin flow, less the institution, and more like you did this and you did this,
right?
And like that's why this thing's gone viral, because he's mentioned like goddamn 50 fucking people who did so many things, and each one has to come out and defend themselves. So it does feel sinful because like the whole family has to come out now and talk about this shit.
Yeah.
That's true.
Also, it'll depend on what we see in this video, but social sexual is just a lot more like of a spontaneous spill. Like it's hard to say, did he like plan all of this? Like social self-pres has a kind of vision for the trajectory that they're moving towards. And social sexual is kind of just like, whoops, I accidentally said a bunch of stuff because I got high off of this interaction that we were having, or the attention or something. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you'll see even in his style. I would say one thing about One Fix that comes across to me, because we were talking about Prince and we were looking at whether he had a 9 or a One Fix. One of the things you looked at later in his life, like his style, like you saw more of the suits and the sort of like extra dose of refined shirts. Like it has like a paternalistic style to it. You know, One Fix to me anyway.
Yeah, there's a daddy vibe.
Peterson, like proper suits and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's it's interesting, social sexual with One, because he's doing, we could see DJs do lots of fun, crazy, wacky clothing, but it still has this like everything's cool energy to it. And it's how refined. It's complicated. You wouldn't be able to tell just looking at pictures, but social sexual is going to bring a kind of like way too much bling energy.
Yes.
One Fix will bring a refinement, and 6'7" is going to bring like color and cartoon. So
one thing interesting in the pictures of Katt is there's a lot of pictures. He's dressed in something zany, but then his facial expression will be really negative.
Right. Right. Yeah. Can relate to that.
It's like social sexual zany, and then 614 negative as shit.
Yeah, he's not giving like an upward emotional landscape. Like and it's also that thing of 4 Fix kind of what's the word? It's effeminate in a way. Like 4 Fixers all kind of have like a prissy, delicate thing about them.
Yeah. It's anti-muscularity.
Right.
The 3 is sort of the masculine, muscular heart energy, because masculinity is about like not emotionality, it's about neutrality and achievement and athleticism or whatever, but 2 and 4 have the two opposite ends of like femininity, which is like softness, and I don't have to be strong, and I don't have to push, and I don't have to achieve. It's about feeling what I'm feeling, or you feeling what you're feeling, or whatever. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see if we can pull out if the 1 Fix is secondary, if the 4 Fix is secondary. I'm leaning towards 4 secondary, but let's see. Let's just get a baseline of his comedy. This is a very low quality, but this is basically his style. Katt Williams talking about rich friends. Just the way he talks is hilarious, and that to me is partially like a sexual instinct thing sometimes, where to emphasize the idiosyncratic way that you speak. Hey, that's another video, maybe.
I got rich friends now. Martin Lawrence is my friend. I go to Martin's house. Martin got a $36 million house. Sometimes I just be in the driveway like, look at this ridiculous bullshit. House is this for eating and sleeping, Martin. But I be there every chance I get. Because you can do anything in a $36 million house. Whatever I want to do. You want to play pool? It's a pool hall. You want to go hang glide? He got hang glide. You want to play basketball? It ain't a basketball court with concrete. He got some soft stuff on it. Make a Negro jump accidentally. I'm just in the back. You want to watch a movie? He ain't got a plasma TV. He got a theater with real popcorn popping behind glass. And you don't even want no popcorn. You just be like, look at this buttery bullshit. And I be having a ball over Martin's house, forgetting that I got to leave Martin's house and go back to my house. Now I'm at my house all ungrateful. I can't even sleep here. I can't. Where I'm gonna watch a movie on the TV, bitch.
So that's he's a cartoon. That's
Yeah.
Right.
one thing I love about it. He's like and he's played in cartoons too. Like he's played a cartoon character. He's got a very animated voice.
I remember we were doing Bianca Del Rio with comedians. They can definitely do this like nonstop energy thing, but there's something about there's no nine fixer that has this kind of like I am just screaming every word like over like it's just this kind of energy comes from a 1 or an 8 fix. It's just
Jet fuel
And-
burning the whole time.
And the other thing that's interesting about 8 versus 1 is that what the 1 fix adds is this never-ending frustration, which is in a way more verbal than 8 fix.
It's more
8 fix is
verbal.
like
Yeah.
8 fix is a freight train, but the 1 has. I feel like it helps.
has a bone to pick.
Yeah, he has more to say, and it's very refined. That's one thing I find really impressive about him. He sounds like manic, but he's very on point with what he's saying. All right, so this just to set this up, the other thing that he's really famous for is this clip that we're about to watch, where he went on a radio show and he was there to help a friend promote something, but the host of the radio show, a female comedian, was going at him. They were just trading barbs, but he's fucking Katt Williams, one of the best roasters on planet Earth, and so he was just better, and it's one of the most legendary takedowns you'll ever see. So let's watch that, and then he'll talk about it in this interview with Shannon Sharp, just to give his perspective.
For coming through, man.
Yes.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
I see why people come to Wanda's show.
Yeah,
Because Frank Ski puts it down.
that's right. Get on out of here with your crazy ass.
Uh-huh. Is he crazy?
And help me get to the salon. All right, it's the People Station Viewer 3. Your hair is kind of...
That joint was.
My hair is 19 inches long and I have no perm.
You don't?
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural?
Come run one of your gnarled
Well,
fingers.
come here. Come here.
While you on air.
Come
so
on.
they can hear you live.
Come on. Let me come over here.
No. That's not how that works.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, then
one
stay
fix.
over there.
Don't worry, ain't nobody putting their hands through yours.
That's right. They don't have to. I don't want them to. Get on out of here. You okay? You okay? Are you all right this
Only
morning?
one of our
You all
hands
right this
moving
morning?
while we talk.
Are you all right this morning? Are you okay this
Red
morning?
Grant, Atlanta Comedy.
Tell Wanda to
And make
take
sure-
off them
and make-
headphones and that
make
wig.
sure- And make sure.
That wig and that headphones
and
come
take off
together.
them old ass clothes you got on. How about that? Yeah, they're old.
Versace, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It
She
says
said,
Versace.
I want to apologize to the people at Versace Collection. This is your 2019 summer line that hasn't come out.
But you had to open it up and show us it was Versace. I wanted to.
No, I didn't have to open it up. These people are on radio. They can't see anything.
Yeah, but you opened it up so we could see it.
Yes,
We see
ma'am.
it. Well, happy
And happy whatever
for you.
store is for the Black Lane Bryant.
That's right. That's right. Very proud.
Okay, let's
Very
play some
proud.
music real quick if we can. We going to a break real quick?
Very
All right, cool. We
proud.
go to a break.
Shout outs to Forever 21
Yeah.
and the Reckless Collection.
That's right. Shout out
They don't
to
remember
you.
me for wilding out, right? I'm not the right one to Jones on.
Get this inmate out of here.
If you can't get your blood pressure down, you can't call me down.
Whatever, little mama.
If your cholesterol is 600,
Whatever, little mama.
I'm Lil Mama's baby daddy.
No, you little mama.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
And what
girl.
are you, girl? You probably shouldn't talk about sizes.
No, that's okay.
You big on the radio.
That's right. And you're big
Turn
in
it
prison.
down.
And you're
yes,
big
ma'am.
in prison.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19
several
felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it
yeah.
off. Prison
Okay.
and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
okay. Calm
No.
down, calm down.
Only one of us has $12
Calm
worth
down.
of jewelry on.
No,
No.
no, $12.
That all is
$12,
available.
boo,
If you want
$12.
to have Wanda's jewelry, please go to
Go,
Sitgo
Shay. Go, Shay.
or
Come
Quick
get
Trip
Miss
at any
Cat.
point.
Come get
If you
Miss
buy
Cat.
2 packs of Newport 100s, they will give you
man.
everything Wanda has on right now for $7.99, and it comes with a free car wash. Won't you come on down?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. Go,
The
Shay,
show
please
starts
come
at
get
9.
her.
Wanda gets to the stage at 9:17.
Go,
Please come
Shay.
on down.
Go, Shay, please come get Miss Cat and do her hair.
She's almost out of breath. Be careful now. Even on the radio, you
Yeah.
can hear the fact that exercise has crept into her vocabulary.
Yeah. Hurry up, little mama. We're done.
You already used that one. Don't
Yeah,
repeat your
and
jokes,
I'm
Fresh
looking at it
Comic.
again.
All right, go ahead. We'll go to
Get
break.
your ass out of here.
That was an evisceration.
Yeah.
A very refined.
That's That's my trifix. I gotta tell you, well, because you know, 1-4 has problems even with 6 and social sexual, like taking a joke. Okay, there, even as a comedian, this guy is offended by everything, but he, with 1-4, he's like, oh, I can get back at you in like the most searing way. And she's like, I don't know, a DJ, she's just like, oh, I thought we were just having fun. And he's like, I'm going to kill you. I'm gonna cut your clothes up. I'm gonna cut your life apart. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most impressive thing about it, is like that was a fucking roast battle, but he just it was very sharp. And these were like daggers to the heart too. Like these, it's like the 1-4 stem with the 6. I mean, a lot of 6 comedians will roast, but it's not this pointed. And that's part of the reason why this video has gone viral. Is he came out with very sharp daggers, just exposing so many people.
Yeah, it's not
like accurate too. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like that's part of it. It's truth.
Yeah. And I just got the sense that he's not, like, he wasn't. There's a thing when even 6, maybe with 9 Vicks or 7 comedians, like they rip out the insults and they're like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
He was serious.
He's just like, no, like he was done with her. Like he was offended, you know, and so that like pain that of like the offense is going to come out like this. That's why this trifix is it's not just that it's triple critical, it's like offended, and so it's going to like lash out with like it has like a whole arsenal of like pins and arrows. It's just going to shoot them right back.
It's also that she just kept escalating it. You know, she started with his kids and that was kind of light, but when she started talking about he's an inmate, well, you know, she started with his looks, and so he's been to jail a bunch of times, but he's never actually been in court because it's like, you know, they arrest him for a lot of bogus reasons, and so that's a touchy spot. So he really went after her.
He was offended.
So all right, so on the Club Shay Shay pod, they discussed this because this is one of the most viral things that he's ever been involved in.
Yeah, it was even the one fix was so clear. It's that no, like you don't, you're not like one fixers just get so like something hits them that's not right. No,
that
it's like
is
a finger
not correct.
That's not. Yeah, the body gets stiff. It's the word no. It's a finger. It's not like, you know. It's again. There's something about 9 that's just like letting things happen, and 8 is just like not even engaging at all. It's just like you didn't even get here. But 1 is like, no, I'm taking it and I'm going to put it back through the sieve and hand it back to you.
Mm-hmm. That's where the part where he was like, no.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm going to correct point by point, you know, 1930 felonies, no convictions. That was like, the thing about the 8 fix is that if you're involved in something like that, I'm just going to ignore what you said and just launch it.
Right. You didn't even hear it. Yeah. No, and 6-2 is it's a head type with 6 and 4 together. 6-4-1. The whole combination is like she said something about his suit, and he's like, proof. I need to give you proof. I have to open the suit. I have to show you. And the look on his face, his whole energy was like she took it too far, and I'm gonna like the more she hits at me, the bigger this comeback is going to get.
Right. Because to set it up, Shannon Sharp is talking about this whole thing, trying to understand where he was coming from, but then he tries to look at, don't you think maybe you should have took it easy on her because she's a woman? So watch.
Oh.
But how hard? Because you have to understand, she is a female, and so you have to be careful. You have to handle her with kid gloves.
Sir. You want to go ahead and take that out? You don't want to be against equality, do you?
No.
What you just said was
this is so
very unequal, sir.
But
I think maybe you've had enough of this. Because I think I just heard you say that women are not equal and should be treated unequally.
They want to be treated.
You mean
equal.
as a comedian?
No. Listen, you understand and I understand.
Yeah.
In certain situations, they want to be treated equal. Not all situations.
And what part of what you saw her get?
She deserved everything you gave her.
What part would have been different if she was a man? It would have just been more vicious.
Yeah, that's my point.
I took all the vicious and venom away because I didn't have any. Plus, I understood. I'm not trying to offend black women with short hair. I'm not trying to offend heavyset women. I'm not trying to upset fellow comedians. I'm not trying to do any of that, and I am qualified to be able to do none of that and still eviscerate you, because I'm smart enough to know that I need to say that you have gnarled fingers, because I know your limited education means you don't know what the word means. So you can't possibly respond to it. You're not sure of the meaning. And I'm going to continue hitting you because this is what comedians do.
Right.
You've been masquerading that you're a comedian too. And that's the fallacy.
The one is also
Nobody in boxing fights out of their weight class. If you're a 130 pounder, you don't just show up with the 160 pounders. You stay in your weight class.
Is that what you wanted to do?
All right, yeah, stop it.
This is so good because he's like re-roasting. He's not.
Yes. Yeah.
He's offended that somebody attacked him. It's a six fix of like, oh, you're telling me, and you can't really tell sixes that they did something wrong. It makes them go crazy, right? So he's freaking out about this, but then he's re-roasting.
and what I was saying there is like one fix. He's teaching us. He's giving a class right now.
Yeah.
On what he's doing
so,
and how it should be done.
Yeah, speaking of that, there's an interesting thing that one fix can do, that even when they're like, so he started with something moral and he was teaching something moral, but then he went to being amoral, but still kept the one fix teaching tone.
Yeah.
Like,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? He's just like, that was unequal. She's still a fat bitch, okay?
You're right.
Still, the finger's still out. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like, holy crap. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just very I appreciate this amount of like refined roasting. It levels to this. He's roasting her on such a, like, he's talking about gnarled fingers, staying your weight class.
Yeah. And then it's such a 4-wing-3 insult that she doesn't know what the word gnarled means.
Yes.
Like, I'm more educated. It's a 4-1 combo. This is kind of like super oat everything. Like, I'm more educated than you. I look better than you. I'm more refined than you. Yeah.
And it's also like a social instinct insult.
It's social, right?
It's about status. Like, you're a lesser human than I am.
And on a maybe finer point or whatever, I think it's I'm leaning towards 1-wing-2. That combo of having 2 and 4 is more emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's like
this is a lot. Yeah,
like full spectrum emotion.
Yeah,
kind of.
He doesn't have that
extremes.
detached 1-wing-9. Like,
yeah, no,
I don't even give a shit about this. Yeah,
he's well known behind the scenes of just being extremely generous with other comedians and people in general. So if you work for him, there's all the people coming out with all these stories of, I worked on a show that he was on, or I worked with Katt, and I was supposed to get paid for $500.
I could see that. Yeah.
But he paid me like 10 times what I was supposed to get paid. Or there's so many people who have stories where he's just giving people money and just like helping up and coming comedians. Like, I was only supposed to get paid $500, but he paid me $5,000.
That's actually another weird thing about that trifix. Actually, is that there's a 1-6 morality, but the 4-piece. And I'm not saying every 4-fixer is going to be like this, but we see it with Prince. There is this sense of like, I don't give a fuck about the system, and if I want to pay you, like, other people just fall, like, I don't, Oprah's just like, well, I'm gonna pay the people that work for me minimum wage because that's what everybody does, and like I'm the one who's rich, and I'm just part of this system. And he's just like, fuck that. Like, 4 is very anti-establishment, so he's like, if you work for me or you do something for me, then you're my equal in some way. Again, there are 4-fixers that are fucking assholes. We did like Charles Bukowski last week, like fucking trash. But the high side of it is, I think it can actually be like this, where it's so anti-establishment that it's not going to implement the crappy parts of the establishment.
Well, it's also that it doesn't have, I don't know, like the 2-3 space of advertising that kind of goodness and generousness. It just is happening, and nothing needs to be said in public about it.
Yeah, there was one guy who was so touched by what he did. He came out of jail, and Katt invited him to a show, and as he was leaving, Katt threw him a bag. He thought it was just going to be weed, but it turned out to be like $15,000 in $100 bills. And because he was broke at the time, he's like, I really, really needed that money. And there were so many people who were like, talking about me being in jail and wanting me to get out, but when I got out, nobody helped me, and Katt did, and hasn't seen him since, and he's like, I want to repay him in some kind of way. So it's like he does a lot of shit like that where people know that he did it, but he's not involved. He's not there to like, take the thank you or whatever.
It's not part of his self-image. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll say also about social sexual versus social self-pres. One thing, what's the like negative thing here is that he is really chaotic and unfocused and like spontaneous. Like he gets offended and he just like he starts like, I'm almost like he probably left and regretted saying some of this stuff or whatever. Social self-pres just is more like, I know what my lane is and I'm going to keep referring to that thing. Social sexual is just kind of like, I don't know, heat of the moment. Yes. Again, that said, if you apply that sexual danger heat to social interaction, that's what these interviews feel like to me.
Yeah, the whole thing is like it's almost 3 hours. It doesn't feel planned. It doesn't feel like he had a plan of what he wanted to say.
Yeah,
it's just people from one thing to the next, and he'll get instigated. It's like I'm getting turned on or instigated by what I'm saying, so I'm going to go in this whole different direction, and then maybe I'll name this person. I'll get hooked into this one person. I'll talk about them for a little bit, and then maybe Shannon will ask a question. It felt very chaotic. So this is to give you a good idea of the social sexual kind of rant. 6.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen.
Gee.
Yeah, so just a quick thing before he gets into it. Like, this is, again, the high side of Forfix, where it's just like, how to put, imagine you're becoming a celebrity. You're getting money. Especially if you're social or self-pres or whatever, the money's coming. Like, the way you could just ride that wave into getting bigger and bigger. It's what everybody does. You know what I mean? Just bigger and bigger. I mean, we could have done it with Enneagram. I mean, not celebrity, but like we could have made this. We could have gone into corporate. We could have done. But with Forfix, it's just like, honestly, I would sacrifice the fame and money to call you fucking idiots out. Just because I hate you, because I can't stand. There are so many. I was just talking about this with Elisa the other day. There was like an incident when I was like in grade 8 where my dad was so proud of me. I was so embarrassed, but like I went to the movies with some people and they invited new people and I didn't like them. So you don't invite new people in a group. Like one new person I don't like and I'm out of there. And they wanted me to they wanted us to sneak them in the back or something that was pretty innocuous, but I was like, I don't want to do this. And I I was in grade 8, like the time when everybody's just like, oh my God, she's looking at me. Okay. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this. And I just like left them alone. And called my dad and was like, come pick me up. I'm not seeing this movie. I just didn't. And I felt so bad about it at the time. But like Elisa, who knew me in high school, was just like, you were always like this. Like you just said no.
It's because wanting there to be something almost like ugly in the environment or something.
Yeah.
Something negative. Just it doesn't feel at home unless there's some kind of negative something in the air or something.
Right.
I don't know if that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Course 6 has that, but the 3 fix and 3 and 2 fix, it does seem like if you have a 4 fix, there's some expectation of downward broken something that you're expecting. And maybe you're inadvertently creating that because you're amplifying your own preferences to the point where at some point you are going to be the downward broken thing.
Yeah.
You are going to be the one generating that sort of like disdainful hatred of everything else that's not you.
I think what I'm seeing that's interesting here is that we know 6s, especially with 1 fix, can absolutely call out, like this is what we saw Katie Porter, but she's got an 8 fix, but it's like, of course they're calling things out. But what he's doing here with a 4 fix and social sexual, these interviews are all uncomfortable because what I feel that he's doing is like consistently risking attachment, even though as an attachment type, he's creating this attachment problem at 6, but then he's risking it, even just with the interviewer themselves.
Right.
He's, he's risking the interviewer being like, oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't take too much to set off this trifix, and I think for people around me or whoever, it's like you never know when it's going to happen. You say one thing, it's going to piss me off, and I'm done. And now I'm going to go on a tirade, and I'm going to correct you, and I'm going to,
Because the people want to know, well, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
because
that.
because in 30 years I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you will tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that. I value that. I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty. And they'll just go out and they'll lie. The industry doesn't mess with Katt because he didn't show up for the studio. No studios have ever said that. Look at my IMDb. It will show you that no studio has ever lost money with me on the script. How? That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike. Because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I designed the hair for Money Mike. I collaborated with the wardrobe department and made outfits to make sure that no one in America would be wearing what Money Mike was wearing. I told them to go get the Prowler. I then told them to paint it purple. I told them don't have an actor playing a pimp. We could get an actual pimp, Archbishop Magic Don Juan to play. Like
All right, you can. He goes on a rant basically about this movie he was on, and it gets really specific. But he's angry because there are a lot of comedians that come on this show, on this podcast, and have basically lied about the way things went down. And he corrected every specific instance of lying, that anything that had to do with him. So yeah, it was. Wow. It's like extremely specific that people had to respond because they were called out.
I'm leaning towards One Wing 2 secondary. He just seems really gutty and righteous. I think 4 Wing 3 in third place is still a lot.
Yeah. All right. We can just wrap up with this. This is him on Conan. It's less intense, and this is quite a while ago. You know, another funny thing, because I was thinking he kind of sounds to me like a little bit like Prince, and they're friends. They might be from the same area because they're both from the Midwest.
Right, I could see that.
Let me say, and I don't say this often to other men on the show, great hair.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Doesn't come up a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah,
oh God,
really.
Thank you. It means a lot coming from you. You are the king of hair. You have the only remaining pompadour in the business. So
it's true.
Between me and you.
No one has the nerve to sport this thing anymore.
No, but they.
I just
all
want to
right,
spit in his
face.
Yeah. So I'm the only black comic with a perm. So between the two of us, we've got the niche industry already hooked up.
Let me also ask about the jewelry. This is nice. This is jewelry.
Yeah, I'm becoming the new Liberace, it appears. Everybody wants to talk about the jewelry. I just need the motivation. I need to look down and see I'm doing something to keep me excited about things.
Right.
Yeah.
So you look down and you see like, oh, things are good.
Things are good. Don't worry about the economy, the recession, the mortgage, gas prices. Just ignore all that. Oh, yeah.
That's a great message for everyone, I think. Now, let's talk about this. I know that we all have heroes in show business.
Yeah.
One of your all-time heroes, I'm told, is Prince, and you got to meet him fairly recently. How did that go?
It was wonderful. He was all the things I thought he was going to be. He was he's a genius and smart, and I think he's David Blaine secretly. He's like a
David
magician.
Blaine, you think he's a magician?
I think he is. I was talking to him, and he was like, would you care for some tea? And I was like, yeah, of course and he was gone. He was already gone. Then he came back from another part of the room with like a tray with 13 teas on it. It was like, it was amazing.
Now
Short, quick thing. There's something about this trifix. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm thinking of a few people in my head. I'm thinking of myself that triple complain. So they're even complaining about the chair they're sitting in, and they can't stop like moving and readjusting, and they're just kind of like, this isn't good. Like everything. Like Meryl Streep does this. She can't sit still, and it's yeah, I don't know, just like a little thing.
It's got to be something to pick at with everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
don't even like this chair. you know,
Yeah.
don't like the
So that
room,
would-
so I'm looking around. Or I'm like, I'm cold, I'm hot, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make him the most, even his facial expressions, like it would make him the most prickly 6
Yes.
with
Sure.
1 and 4. I guess the question about like gut second or gut last, his comedy is very, it does feel like it's gut secondary because he like physical comedy. He does a lot of, you know, just external, like using his body as a tool for comedy.
Yeah, this guy, I'm just energetically, he doesn't feel hard second. I mean, he's not withdrawn second. Like, I don't know, he just feels.
That's a good point. Yeah.
He's really
got a lot
out
of force to
there. It's
him.
really
Also-
daring. Yeah.
Also, with self-pres blind and body last, that would be, he doesn't feel that ungrounded.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, no, yeah.
This is I mean, because a lot of comedians tend to be pretty useless in terms of being able to manage their career. So that's why they rely on agents and the system and everything else. But one of the things that Katt has the ability to do is like he basically finance his own specials, set up his own tour, and
Competency.
everything he has, he owns. And so, you know, I was thinking maybe you had 3, but realizing he had 4, it makes sense that his 1 would be secondary because he's very organized. He's able to basically support himself completely as an independent without relying on the system.
Yeah, I think also just with 4 secondary, he is really just like messy and chaotic. He would be, I mean, his style, whatever, just be a little more understated, a little more refined. Like 4 Wing 3, not 4 Wing 5, but he's not 4 Wing 5 fix, so that's different.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got some force to him. Like that's one, I guess that's a thing that's standing out to me. He's got a lot of force to him.
He was cool. Social sexual 614 237.